Do you know there's certain industry terms that you need to familiarize yourself with? Instead of in the video, I'm going to share with you some of those are. Hi, I'm Phil from the ATM Mastermind Group page, and we help 100 aspiring ATM business owners go from 0 ATMs to ATM Business Pro in as little as 30 days. Without further ado, the top 5 industry terms that you need to know when you're in the ATM business so you can act like a seasoned pro. And for you veterans, stay to the end of the video and I'm going to share with you some other things. So industry term number 1, the ISO. What is the ISO, Phil? I hear it from time to time. I don't know what it is. ISO stands for Independent Sales Organization. This is a company like PDQ Merchant Enterprises who decided to get sponsored by a sponsor bank. So we went out, we did a deal with a sponsor bank. Our sponsor bank, shout out to PB&T, used to be Pueblo Bank and Trust. That's our sponsor bank. We did a deal with them. We contracted through all the networks, Visa, MasterCard, Cirrus, Nice, Pulse, Discover, all these networks, we have over 20 networks that we process our transactions through. What we do is we work a deal, we pay an annual fee, we pay per transaction cost, and then what we are able to do is resell the processing to not only our customers, but to other customers. They used to be called sub-ISOs, now they're called agents. Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises, and we're here to just let you guys know that we sell ATMs. We also provide repairs on ATM dispensers, and we sell keypads just like this one and this one. This is an 8000R keypad, and this one is a 6000 keypad. We also repair these and do advanced replacements. So for $175, you give us your old keypad, which is like this one, and we'll give you a refurbished one so you can put it in your 1800, your 1500s, your 1800 SEs, and some of the Halo ones will also use this one. And with this special, we're also going to offer $50 off for any new ATM sales. Just mention the promo code 2023 and we'll take an additional $50 off our regular price of the ATM. Number 2 industry standard term, the agent. You just mentioned it, Phil. What's the agent? An agent is somebody like yourself who's going to go into business and you're going to put your ATM into a bar, restaurant, convenience store, things like that nature. You're going to place your ATM in there. You're going to cut a deal with the store owner or the merchant. We like to call them the merchant. You're going to cut your deal with the merchant. You're going to place your ATM in the store. Let's say you're going to do a $3 surcharge. You're going to kick them back a commission. You're going to cut them back 50 cents. You're going to take $2.50. And you are called the agent. The store owner is called the merchant. And you will make money per transaction. You will process through the ISO. And the ISO in turn will cut a deal with the processor. So if you're thinking about starting your own profitable ATM business but didn't know where to start, stay to the end of the video and I will show you our checklist entitled ATM Business Passive Income Checklist, the 5 things you need to know to start your profitable ATM business so you can have a clear roadmap towards ATM business success. You can earn between $250 and $1,500 of passive income every single month. All right, let's get back to the video. Point number 3, that brings us to the processor. Phil, what's the processor? A processor is the one that's going to help facilitate. So when your card or your merchant's card goes into the ATM and it goes through the network will go to a processor that will connect it to the specific network on that bank's card. So if you look on the back of your card and you see something like Visa, Visa Plus, or Cirrus, or Nice, on the back there's banks, and that is the bank that your bank or your customer's bank will use. It'll route the transaction from your ATM through the network to that proper place. That's what the processor does, is they route it to a specific bank, and then they verify the transaction, and then once verified, it'll send a signal to the ATM and it will dispense cash. That's the processor's job. Now, a person like yourself, an agent, if you're starting up the business, most of the time you can't contact the processor directly. Now, there are some out there, but most of them have to go through an ISO company like us that would help facilitate these transactions. Also, when you run into service, you would call us, the ISO, and we would help you with any kind of service calls and service issues. Now, just to keep in mind, some agents out there, so be very careful who you're doing business with, because some agents will act like ISOs, but what'll happen is now you have an issue and they say, oh, call the processor. And the processors right now are bombarded. They're pushing this back. They're saying, sorry, you got to contact your ISO. And you're like, wait, I just contacted my ISO. You didn't. You contacted an agent who acted like an ISO. So keep that in mind when you guys are doing business. Make sure you know who you're doing business with. Point number 4, wireless device and internet provider. Phil, I hear this term often enough. Are the ATMs wireless? I don't understand what's going on. So here's what we do is we coin this phrase wireless device. In actuality, what it really is a cellular device that sits in your ATM. It communicates through the network. Back in the original days, the ATMs were just phone line only. We had a phone line, we plugged it into the wall, we either paid for the phone line or we didn't. Then what we did is we migrated what they call TCP/IP. That is a term that nobody uses anymore, but that's what it used to be. And that was internet. It was over the internet. Then what happened is we migrated through cellular to create a convolup. That what'll happen is the signal will go to this convolup. It would be encrypted. It'll go over the internet. It would be de-encrypted. And then it would be verify the funds, encrypted again, come back, and encrypted for the ATM. That whole process is now over your cellular device. A lot of people have decided instead of using the store's internet, they're using a wireless device. Again, it's a cellular device. Now, if you guys choose to go this method, and a lot of people do, what happens is you can actually either lease the wireless device. Again, it's a cellular modem, so don't forget about the terminology, but we're going to change it and make it the wireless device. You can either lease that wireless device or you can purchase that wireless device, and then either which way you'll have to pay a monthly fee. So a lot of people are saying, hey, you can lease it from me and we'll include that monthly fee in the lease price, or you can buy it and then you can pay a monthly fee, and that's just for the wireless connection. Usually the people that you buy it from, I know PDQ here, we sell those devices, we provide the internet signal for you, just pay us. A lot of people also do that, and so whoever you buy your ATMs from, hopefully it's PDQ, but if it's somebody else, they will provide you with an internet connection, a wireless device also. So you don't have to worry, you don't have to search an internet provider. All you have to do is hook up with a company who sells the wireless devices, and then they will guide you through the process of that. Number 5, Vault Cash Surcharge. Phil, what does that mean? Vault Cash is the money that you put into your ATM. So you put the money into your ATM, we call that Vault Cash. If you get Surcharge, that is the money that, or the convenience fee or the transaction fee that you make from your transaction. Now, I recommend you always get 2 accounts. One for your Vault Cash, that's for your money that goes in the ATM, and one for your Surcharge, that's the convenience fee that comes again. Don't commingle the funds. The banks don't like that whatsoever. So you want to stay away from commingling funds. You want to make sure that you keep them separate. And also when you keep them separate, you can balance your ATM transaction. Even though you guys might say, hey, Phil, I'm the only one that's involved in the ATM business. I don't have any partners. I don't do it. It's all me. Why do I have to balance? Because at some point in your business, you might want to take a vacation. You might want to go out, and you know what? You're going to need somebody. You're going to have to give them the keys. You're going to share with them your information, and you want to make sure that you know how much is in an ATM and how much is in your total cash portfolio. So once you do that, you're opening a door, and you don't want to be leery. Did they take $20? Did they not? Where's the money? I don't remember. You don't want to learn it. So you want to learn how to balance your ATMs, but you can't really balance it unless you have one account that is specifically for your Vault Cash. So you want to make sure you do that. For your seasoned veterans, you should always balance your ATMs, and you should have it in one of 4 spots. It should either be in the bank, it should be in the ATM, it should be in what we call unreconciled Vault Cash, or it should be in your shop safe. So usually one of those 4 spots, it should be, you should take that total portfolio and come up with your number. Now you should always come up with what we call a par value. Phil, what's a par value? Another industry term. Par value is what you have total between all 4 of those little buckets. You should come up with a number and make sure if you add or you subtract that number, you make sure that it's always the same number so you know where you're at all times. If you do this, don't do it. I hear this is crazy. I hear this all the time. Oh, we reconcile once a year. You can't reconcile once a year. You have no idea what's going on. You have to reconcile on a daily basis, or at least 2 times a week at the minimum. But if you do it on a daily basis, now you know where your money is at all times. Sometimes, you know what, you can move the money and then forget to move it back, and then you forget that you do that. So make sure that you reconcile on a daily basis. This will help you going forward. Also, it helps you with your books when at the end of the year, if say you want to get a loan, that money in your ATMs is actually an asset. You can show that to a bank if you're going to try to get a loan, and now you say, hey, look, I got $50,000 in my ATM account. They won't lend money on it, but it makes you look more powerful. Alright, so if you're thinking about starting your own ATM business, I want to invite you to our free checklist entitled ATM Business Passive Income Checklist. The 5 things you need to know to start your profitable ATM business. So you can start earning passive income, make more money for your family, and spend more time with them also. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, click the link down below and start your ATM journey today. Again, this is Phil from the ATM Mastermind Group page, where we buy your freedom like one transaction at a time. Thank you guys for making us #1 on YouTube, and I'll see you over at the next ATM Mastermind video.